And we're live. Hello, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru. What is today? Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about severe knee osteoarthritis with joint narrowing. How about that? We had some, let me read what I got here. Let's see, I think it's Pat that said, so blessed not to ever have had surgery. Sometimes we do need to hear things 1,000 times before we see it. After a great low pain day yesterday, roller coaster hit bottom in the evening. Pain was back, wanted to jump ship. I had my mini meltdown minute. Then I made a list of all we did. I had fun. There were lots of little triggers. Pain is better. This AM, you didn't kick me out of the newsletter club yet, though. That might have been because I am seeing drooks rather than crooks. Please read my comments with humor. I will let you know if my pain spikes to 20 or if I'm not seeing daily improvements. FYI, just to view imaging from October 2019. Pelvis, symmetric, moderately severe osteoarthritis changes affect the hip joints with joint narrowing, subarticular sclerosis and spurring, no fractures. There are calcifications of the true pelvis that is likely related to the uterus and myomatius changes. I know it's just written words, probably just a regular osteo. Next video comment will be on my spine imaging if you so desire. Please send me any psych billing to Drooks. Thanks again. Learned a lot. Have a great day, Pat. Okay. Pat's got a lot going on. There's a few things that stick out for me regarding what they had said. And one is the understanding of arthritis, like across the board arthritis, by definition is stiffness and achiness of a joint. It could be the spine, it could be the knee, it could be the hip, you name it, shoulder, neck. You could have these tension and stiffness in the joints. And here's this interesting phenomenon that I've observed. And even if you look at an x-ray, a CT scan, or an MRI of a arthritic joint, you see kind of, it looks like battery acid that kind of is moving through the joint. And this was a previous life, previous relationship I was in with a emergency room doctor, and she was an anesthesiologist. And I asked her about arthritis one time, and she said, all diagnosis of arthritis is dehydrated joint. I was like, oh, whoa, that's an interesting find. I got it from a doctor that an understanding of, in order to diagnose arthritis, the joint has to be dehydrated. And then there's this cascade effect that happens in the joint as a result of the arthritis that makes it get worse. I'm going to go into that in just a second. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, family, and loved ones, especially those that limp. Okay, getting back to arthritis. So an arthritic joint is dehydrated. And if you think about how the body responds to pain or tension or stress or injuries or accidents or trauma or surgeries, when the body experiences this tension or a fear or a stress, the body tenses up to protect itself. Normal, natural response to that experience. Well, what happens in a joint is the joint tightens up as well. So you have a joint that's loose. Here we go. Joint that's loose. And then it tightens up to protect itself because of the pain, injury, accident, surgery, trauma. So look at what's happening to the tension just in my hand, and I'm squeezing it on my own. The knuckles start getting white. Well, look at the moment I let go of the hand, the blood and the oxygen rush into the hand, and the hand turns pink. So what does that mean, and what does that have to do with knee osteoarthritis? When your knee tenses up to protect itself, you could have gotten into a car accident, you could have stepped off that last step wrong, you could have missed a curb, you could have injured it in a skiing accident and had to have surgery. You can have all of these different experiences with your knee that caused your knee to tense up to protect itself. You went on the hike, started bugging you for whatever reason, tensed up, doesn't feel right. Well, what happens is over time, there is a neurological pattern that develops in the joint that doesn't allow the joint to let go. So you have this tight joint, squeezing tightly, is squeezing the blood and the synovial fluid in the joint out of the joint, which dehydrates the joint. And when the joint dehydrates, it does not have the lubrication required to glide smoothly upon itself without wearing, without pain, without discomfort, without the achiness and stiffness. So what ends up happening is now there's more pain in the joint tenses up more, and it wears further. And this is a progression. It's like the continuum of where we go from mild arthritis, degenerative changes, to severe arthritis, bone on bone, or joint narrowing. It narrows the space in the joint because of the tension. So the more pain the joint feels, the tighter it squeezes, the more it dehydrates. Now, thinking the way of thinking about it, well, if I drink more water, the joint will rehydrate and then the pain will go away, or the arthritis will go away. Not necessarily, because there's a couple of factors we need to look into, and this is part of a holistic approach. We can't just look at the knee joint. We can't just look at strengthening the muscles in the legs in the hopes that this is going to create the space that will hydrate the joint. It's not going to be enough to think that if I drink more water, the water will get into the joint. You can see how the existing paradigm, or the existing understanding of how the knee got into pain and how the knee is going to get out of pain is going to work. Because if you have a tight joint that already has a dysfunctional neurological tension pattern and you strengthen that joint, it just creates a stronger dysfunctional tension pattern. If you have a dysfunctional tension pattern in a joint causing the joint to squeeze tightly and you drink water, the water is already out of the joint. So it's trying to get water into the sponge in your hand that is squeezing tightly. It's not going to get water in the joint to lubricate the joint. It's not even enough to understand that many times the body has a mineral deficiency. So even if you do drink water, it isn't able to absorb the water that you're drinking to get in to lubricate the joint. We have to change the neurological signaling in the joint by creating comfort to get the joint to relax. When the joint relaxes, now the water that you're drinking, now the minerals that you're supplementing in the water, now the exercise that you're doing is able to function and take effect once we change the dysfunctional pattern by changing the neurological signaling in the knee joint by creating comfort. And I know that sounds real complicated, but it's not. It's an awareness piece of how do we create comfort in the joint that is tight. The more we create comfort, the more the joint relaxes. The neurological state is shifted by creating comfort, and then all of the other conditions we want to surround the knee with: water, nutrition, breathing, mindset, stretching, mobility, exercise, pain pattern interrupts. All of that go into a holistic equation that will move you down a path. So now your body has the ability to heal what's going on. Your knee is able to recover, and you increase the mobility of the joint, the comfortable mobility of the joint, at the same time feeling better. It's just, it's a natural progression. When you begin to look at your knee or the situation with your knee through a different set of eyes, in a different way, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. And what ends up happening, and this is something that you could bounce off of, whoever you're working with to get your knee better, doctors, physical therapists, whatever it is, if they're confusing you in the process and giving you no hope, then what are they really doing? Are they really helping you out? It's important to understand how your body has the capacity to heal. And your body's capacity to heal your knee is quite simple. You create comfort, which is your shortest distance out of pain. So the more we create comfort, the more your body has the ability to heal. And you set up the conditions. Make sure you have enough water, nutrition, breathing, supplementation, mindset. Like all of that is, you can think of it like a garden. You want to plant lettuce in your garden. Well, first you got to start out with lettuce seeds. And then you got to make sure the soil has everything it needs to grow that lettuce. You have to have the water. You have to have the right temperature. It can't be too cold, can't be too hot. You want to make sure you have the right balance of all of those things in order to get the crop that you're looking for, which is the lettuce. And it's the same thing with your knee. There's a lot of factors that go into getting your knee the way it wants to feel. Okay, we have a few people online here. We are live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. If you have questions, please type those in the comments section. If you like to know where to go at this point, you can head on over to thekneepainguru.com. I have a newsletter you can get on. You can also set up a time for a consultation. The following link. All these links here are in the description box below the video, no matter where it's posted on Facebook or YouTube. You can go there for more information to schedule a consultation. And that consultation is not to get you out of pain. The consultation is to develop the strategy to point you in the right direction, to take in that information of everything that you're dealing with. Because knee pain can be very confusing because you want to get out of pain. You have the emotions around wanting to get out of pain. You have the mindset that you want to get out of pain, but it's all kind of confused and jumbled together. And you have, Uncle Sal telling you one thing, and you got your cousins telling you another, and then the doctor telling you this thing, and you don't know what to believe. And everyone's saying, well, that's just how it goes when you get this age, or because that happened. So I'm the voice of reason in the room. I'm the objective third party that's observing everything that's going on, that goes, okay, we need to right the ship, point you in this direction, and start going that way. And that's what the consultation is for. If you want help, you can sign up for Knee Club. That's my group coaching program. We have calls twice per week, group coaching Zoom calls, where I give you specific videos to work on for homework in a members area of the Knee Pain Guru website. You do those for homework, you're going to have an experience on the other side of doing the homework, which are going to be specific videos that work on getting the pressure off of the nerves in your knee and creating comfort. So we want to know what that is. We want to know if the reason, you're going to have 3 experiences. The pain moves, the pain changes, the pain gets better, worse. Something happens as a result of creating comfort. So we want to know, well, is your body dehydrated? Oh, do we need to do some more exercise? Do we need to stretch? What needs to happen after that initial step as we take in more information and your awareness increases as to how to pivot and adjust to what your knee needs, what your body needs. So that's what we do in the group coaching call twice per week. There's a private Facebook group. Leave your questions in there if you can't make it during the time of the call, as we got members in around the world. We got them in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, North America, South America. So members are all over the world. So sometimes they don't have the ability to make the call on time or make it during the call time. So they post questions and I read those live. The calls are recorded and then we post them in the members area. You can watch the replay whenever it works for you. And then you're going to see what the next step is for you. That's how it goes. Let's see. No comments here so far. If you do have questions, you're jumping on the call, you have questions about your knees, physical therapy, doctor, surgery, whatever it is, feel free to enter those in the comments section. I'll be happy to address those. Let me know what your situation is, and I'll kind of give you an idea of what questions that need to be asked in order to get you in the direction of feeling better. And if you're watching the replay, type your questions in as well, because I use those for future videos. It's helpful for topics for new videos, as I do these generally Monday through Friday. Okay, we don't have any questions. I thank you all very much. I'm going to play a little video for you at the end here. Enjoy. And this is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you on tomorrow's video.